News Panorama is a TV news magazine program that gives you the story behind the story.
It tells the stories the way they should be told by capturing the larger scale.
It deals with people's deep feelings on issues that, when brought to the fore, ultimately educates, informs, and entertains.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
Effective development driven by good governance directly translates to improved quality of life, higher incomes, expanded job opportunities, and robust public infrastructure like healthcare and education. However, when governance fails or development is poorly implemented, it results in severe socio-economic inequality, deep poverty, and heightened insecurity. This week on News Panorama, we delve into various aspects of development and its impact in our today's society. It is a must-watch. Welcome and thanks for joining me on the program News Panorama. I am Josephine Efanga. If you have just tuned in, you're watching News Panorama.
News Panorama. Capture the larger scale.
The federal government has announced a significant reform to the National Youth Service Corps NYSC program by extending the orientation camp period from 3 weeks to 6 weeks. As part of the new policy, traditional activities such as military drills and passing out parade POP during the orientation exercise will be removed and replaced with intensive skill acquisition and entrepreneurship training. The decision aims to equip corps members with practical income generating skills that will enhance self-reliance, promote innovation, and improve employability after service. A few operator examines the proposed changes, the reasons behind the policy, and the possible implication for corps members and the nation at large.
The National Youth Service Corps scheme was established in 1973 to promote national unity and integration among Nigerian youth following the Civil War. Through the program, graduates from different parts of the country are given the opportunity to live and serve outside their state of origin, fostering understanding and peaceful coexistence. Recently, the federal government announced plans to extend the NYSC orientation camp from 3 weeks to 6 weeks, while replacing military drills and the passing out parade with skills acquisition and entrepreneurship training. Speaking on the development, Mr. Ayi Tunde, a resident interviewed on the street, said the proposed reforms do not reflect the original purpose of the scheme. According to him, NYSC was primarily established to promote peace and national integration among young Nigerians after the Civil War. He added that government should place greater emphasis on the security and welfare of corps members and ensure the program continues to produce responsible citizens who contribute positively to society.
If you consider the main purpose why NYSC was established in the first place, in line with the policy, you see that it doesn't really match. They are just mere trivial, very low concern when you are looking at the policy. The very core things that should be the concern is how well these persons that are getting involved with national services will impact, how well they will understand, because the essence was for a change of environment, the essence was for some level of education, the essence was for some level of integration, because Nigeria at that time was coming from the breach of civil war, and it was that discontentment between various tribes. So the essence was move from your place to another place, let that healing process of reconciliation happen and all of that. So those were the core essence why NYSC was initiated in the first place. So all of these policies are just very, very trivial matters that has to do with their appearance or dressing or the military drill. They are not the core or fundamental issues that should be the concern. The concern should be, at the end of this exercise, will these persons be able to have impact to the society, to the economy of the society, of the nation? Will we be able to encourage that integration that we are talking about? We will have those. And the concern also should be the security and safety of these persons who are going to the situation we find ourselves now. These persons, these young people are supposed to go to a place where they should be safe. So the concern is supposed to be their safety, their security. That's what should be the concern. And then the other aspect is how they can also gain skill that will make them useful to themselves, useful to their family, and also useful to the society. So the issue of moving from khaki to their area is not really a concern here.
Some young Nigerians also expressed dissatisfaction with the reforms, arguing that military drills and the passing out parade are long-standing traditions that form part of the NYSC experience and should be preserved.
I feel like it's a very long tradition that has been broken because so many people look at it like so far, but it's something that we look forward to, something that we all wanted to experience or we all want to experience at some point in our life. So hearing that the laws have been changed, I have mixed feelings about it. I don't know if I'm happy that I'm not going to have as much complaints about everybody, or I'm sad that I'm not going to experience what my older colleagues experienced.
This new NYSC, I think they spoiled the fun of the camp because the military drill and all those POP, all those stuff is the fun of the camp. So you spend at least 2 weeks having that fun, that spending 6 weeks of trying to learn something you might not learn on that 6 weeks.
Others, however, maintain that government should prioritize increasing corps members' allowance in light of the rising cost of living and address the security challenges facing participants during their service year.
Corps allowance supposed to be increased. Because you are coupled with what they are paying is very, very low. It's a total as compared to what the passes through. Increase the corps allowance.
We all know that the cost of living in Nigeria is very, very high, and then these corpers have their accommodations covered, they have their feedings covered, they have their transportations covered, and then with just 7,000, this won't even cover half of their bills. And then we have a major, that should be the number one issue in that program, which is the insecurity. It is too high because these are individuals that are taken out of the states they grew up in, their familiar states, and they seem to like other states that they're not really familiar in, and then maybe on their way to camp they are attacked, they are robbed, they are assaulted. Even when they are on their way to their PPA or they are leaving camp, they are still assaulted. Even within the camp they are assaulted, and the federal government have not tried to minimize or try to ensure or enforce more security within the program.
As debates continue over the proposed changes, many Nigerians believe any reform introduced to the scheme should preserve the values of unity, service, and nation building upon which the NYSC was founded. For CRBC News Panorama, Efiowan Ekpe-Ita reporting.
Residents of Yache in Yala local government area of Cross River State have appealed to the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the South-South Development Commission, Ms. Usora Akpabio, to use her office for the provision of the electricity, good roads and potable water to their communities to improve their standard of living. The appeal was made during a courtesy visit to the Commission's office in Calabar, where community leaders, traditional rulers and political stakeholders presented a formal request explaining that lack of electricity has continued to slow economic growth, affects businesses, and deny thousands of residents access to basic amenities. Our correspondent Blessing Basi has details of the report.
Social amenities are basic facilities and services that improve the quality of life of people in a community. These range support from electricity, good roads, portable clean water, schools, hospital and health centers, markets, good drainage system, public transportation, telecommunication and internet services, recreational centers and parks, as well as general well-being. The Cross River State Commissioner for Education, Senator Professor Stephen Ode, said electricity is very important for over 500,000 people in Yache community of Yala local government area. With power, people can grow businesses, improve schools and hospitals, attract investors, and make life more easy. He also noted that good roads matters a lot, especially to farmers and business owners for the transportation of their crops, goods, and services to the markets faster. Professor Ode further promised that the people of Yache are ready to help in terms of providing land, local workers, security, and anything else needed to build and keep the project running and sustain.
They are the communities, a people of great strength and endurance. Our BMO MDs to Chief Executive Officer, they are the people who occupy a dominant and expansive land mass in the northeastern flank of Yala local government area of Cross River State. Our territory stretches far and wide, reaching up to the very boundary with Benue State. We are a people of immense agricultural industry, from yam and cassava to rice, groundnuts, palm produce, and assorted fruits. Yache communities feed not only our local governments and our state, but also contribute significantly to the food basket of the entire South-South region and beyond. Our farms are vast, our soil is fertile, and our labor is tireless. Yet, paradoxically, the people who feed others are themselves starved of the very energy that will make their labor more productive, their produce more valuable, and their lives more dignified. Our population is estimated to exceed 500,000 souls, spread across the communities of Alifopa, Uju, Ijebu, Wonye, Oshina, and Ibo, among others. These are proud, resilient, and industrious communities that have, despite all odds, maintained their cohesion, their culture, and their unwavering faith in the Nigerian project.
Also, the traditional ruler of Mak clan, Chief Isaac Umaji, said Yache has lots of farmland and many people will benefit from better infrastructure. He explained that electricity and good roads, among other social amenities, will help by starting agro-processing businesses, increase food production, boost trade, as well as speed up development in the area.
I am highly humbled on behalf of the Yache community. Whatever request our leader had put before you is going to go to God. And God has never failed us. So we are confident that what we have asked you to do for us, you are going to do it, and God will bless you in Jesus' name.
For their part, the Managing Director of the South-South Development Commission, Ms. Usora Akpabio, and Executive Director Honorable Joseph Upeke thanked the delegation for coming. They agreed that social amenities are key for developing any rural areas, while promising to review the proposal carefully because it fits with the Commission job to support sustainable growth across the South-South region.
We will also continue to work closely with Cross River State Government and other state governments in the region because sustainable development is best achieved when we complement one another's efforts. My brother, my newfound brother, Senator Professor Steve Ode, please be rest assured that the good people of Yache and also our dear Cross Riverians watching and listening, be assured that the requests you have presented today have been well received. They will be documented again, like I said, as part of our regional needs assessment data for development activities, where collaboration with our partner agencies will help to address these needs. We will actively pursue those opportunities. Once again, I sincerely thank you for honoring me with this visit, for your confidence in the South-South Development Commission, and for your continued commitment to the development of our communities. Together, through partnership, I believe, and with a shared purpose, we will continue to build a stronger, more inclusive, and prosperous South-South.
My MD is a committed managing director that is experienced and that is exposed, that knows the nooks and crannies of South-South. I'm going to give her every cooperation needed to achieve that purpose.
Other community leaders maintain that many young people leave Yache because there are no jobs or steady power to start businesses. They said lack of clean water and poor roads make daily life hard, especially for mothers and traders, while stressing that these basic amenities will improve health, safety, and income for most households.
The essence of this meeting, as rightly tagged, is for infrastructural development of Yache. And so now, with the emergence of Senator Professor Stephen Ode, he has collaborated with the development partners, part of which we are here, to see how we can drive for electricity, potable water, and of course other infrastructure that will enhance economic activities in Yache zone.
Well, we are very happy that our political leader, the person of Senator Stephen Adiodi, was able to organize this visit, an opportunity for us to meet with the MD and CEO of South-South Development Commission and presented our problems to her, which we believe will be fulfilled. We are very happy.
We desire good roads because most of our agric produce cannot come to the town. And so we need that road for that purpose.
For the vision of His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for creating that South-South Development Commission is to drive down development to grassroots region. So we saw it as an opportunity and to align, to enable us grab this opportunity and see how we can influence to our own community.
We are great. We produce crop, we produce economic things, we feed the nation, but we don't have road, we don't have electricity, we don't have water supply, we don't have anything. We are begging the government to come to our aim.
For CRBC News Panorama, Blessing Bassi reporting.
As Nigeria continues to face rising inflation and an increasing cost of living, many small business owners are finding it more difficult to sustain their operations. The rising cost of transportation, raw materials, rents, and other business expenses has placed significant pressure on entrepreneurs, forcing many to rethink how they operate. While some have embraced technology and cost-cutting measures to stay competitive, others have diversified their products and services in a bid to survive. As economic challenges persist, concerns are growing about the long-term sustainability of small businesses and their ability to withstand the current economic reality. Ijeoma Samuel tells us more, the report.
Nigeria's rising cost of living continues to place enormous pressure on small business owners, making it increasingly difficult for many to keep their businesses afloat. Across market and business districts, traders and entrepreneurs are grappling with higher cost of goods, transportation, rents, and other operating expenses, forcing them to adopt new strategies to survive. To cope with these challenges, many business owners have increased the price of their goods and services, cut unnecessary expenses, and restocked in smaller quantities. While these measures have helped some businesses remain operational, many say they are still struggling with declining customer patronage as consumers continue to cut back on spending. Speaking with some business owners, they describe the current economic situation as difficult and uncertain, but said they remain determined to keep their businesses running despite the challenges.
It has been very difficult. Now things are very expensive. You go to market, get things, come back, you cannot make profits because things are so hard.
The high cost of restocking and fewer customers buying. And another thing is that, we are selling opposite Protect. We are in Farm Street Extension, opposite Pavilion. They are on strike. They are on strike and it's really affecting us. We don't have customers again like before.
Some respondents appealed to the government to introduce policies that would ease the burden on small businesses. They called for lower business costs, access to affordable loans, and measures aimed at stabilizing the economy and improving the purchasing power of Nigerians.
Well, the main reason in Nigeria now as of now is to increase the price of fuel. Okay. So now, as fuel price has increased now, the price of transportation is now very costly. So if you are going to the market now to buy goods, the transportation alone can even make you hijack the goods to a very high price.
As the rising cost of living continues to test the resilience of small business owners, many remain hopeful that improved economic conditions and supportive government policies will help businesses recover, protect livelihoods, and contribute meaningfully to the nation's economic growth. For CRBC News Panorama, Ijoma Samuel reporting.
The increasing cost of kerosene is becoming a growing concern for many residents of Cross River State, widely used for cooking and lighting, particularly among low-income households. Kerosene remains an essential source of energy for thousands of families. However, rising prices have made it increasingly difficult for many residents to afford, forcing some of them to cut back usage or switch to alternatives such as firewood and charcoal. The situation has sparked concerns about its impact on household welfare, living standards, and daily struggles of the people across the state. Grace Undie brings us more. The reports.
For many households in Cross River State, kerosene remains an important source of fuel for cooking and other domestic activities, particularly among low-income families who cannot afford cooking gas. However, the rising cost of kerosene in recent months has become a major concern, with many residents lamenting that the product is gradually becoming unaffordable. The increase in the price has forced some families to cut back on consumption and turn to alternative sources of fuel, such as firewood and charcoal, to meet their daily cooking needs. We spoke with a kerosene retailer who explained that the persistent increase in the price has negatively affected both the sales and customers' purchasing power.
At the past years, I was having much customer where the price of the kerosene was a little bit lower, then I have customer to sell. But present now on 2026, where the price of kerosene has gone higher, the economic of Nigeria has also made things difficult for we. So I have lost so many customers because of the high price of the kerosene.
Many residents who rely on kerosene for their daily cooking needs express frustration over the situation, noting that the quantity they could previously purchase with a certain amount of money now costs significantly more.
Lately, you can see that kerosene now is more expensive than the normal gas which we use in our various homes. For the average Nigerian students, affording the kerosene is very demanding, and this has made students want to go for gas, to use gas rather than using the normal stove.
Here in the hostel, they don't allow us to use gas, so we have to use stove, and that enables us to get kerosene. We have to get kerosene, and when we get the kerosene, it doesn't last, so we just have to keep on buying and buying. Compared to gas, how you buy a kg of gas and then it lasts for a week or more, than depending on how you use it. Kerosene is scarce. There's no kerosene anywhere. Kerosene right now is 1-2 a bottle, and it's really affecting the students here in the hostel.
Others said the high cost of kerosene is placing additional pressure on household budgets, especially for families already struggling with the rising cost of living.
The cost of sales is not that bad as of last year because of the price at fuel station. It was cheaper, so students find it interesting in getting kerosene when the price is cheap. And one thing with the effect of this kerosene is that in Unicross campus, we are not allowed to use gas in the hostel, simply because students might actually forget that they are cooking something and it might get burnt. So in that case, they introduced stove, which we use kerosene. So starting from this year, January, kerosene skyrocketed from initial 700 to 1,000, from 1,000 to 1,200, and currently right now it is 1,900 at first station, and which the cost of retail selling in the hostel is very expensive. Half of liter, which is not up to a liter, is now 1,200, which initially as of last year it was 800 naira. So students are finding it very difficult to eat, like spend in the hostel and prepare their meal.
You buy a liter of kerosene, it will last you up to 2 to 3 days. The kerosene will get finished, you have to go back and get another one. And here in the hostel, they don't allow us to use gas because of fire outbreak. That's really tough. Even though the price was good last year, the quantity was still an issue. And this year, the price is bad and the quantity is also bad. A liter of kerosene is 2,400, while half a liter is 1,200. Like, the price is really bad because some students can't even afford the kerosene. The they'll go about begging other students for money. They use their stuff and put forward that they can eat.
As living costs continues to rise, many residents are calling on the government and relevant authorities to take measures that will make grazing more affordable and accessible to the average household. For CRBC News Panorama, Praise Shujoki reporting, as filed in by Grace Undia.
That is all we have on our lineup this week. We hope to be back same time next week. Do keep a date with us. I am Josephine Efanga. For updates and engagement, follow us on our official social media handles: Facebook at CRBC, X formerly Twitter, Instagram and TikTok at CRBC Online, YouTube at CRBC New Media, WhatsApp at 090 377 87474. We look forward to connecting with you.